And there we are.
Good morning! Coming to you live from Axe Media Group headquarters here in beautiful Springfield, Missouri. It's the Morning Drive with Matt and Jay with your hosts, Matt and Jay. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Sorry, we're running a few minutes behind. I had an issue with the sound equipment. It's just never fun. When you're sitting here, you got everything ready to go. It's like boom, and then no sound anywhere on the computer. It was coming through here. It wasn't coming through here. They're doing a the same thing they did yesterday.
There we are. Did you like it?
Watch him, everybody.
Now, to everybody. Now.
All right, we are live.
You want to turn your volume down.
I thought I did.
It happens. I've got
Every
I still have a sequence of pictures on my phone where the pin on this phone, if you hit the button
Good morning, Linda.
on the
and
S
Steve.
pin on the phone, whatever you're listening to at the time, it'll start playing it. And I was in church, and I was messing around with the pin, and I hit the button, and it started playing the audio book or either that or the audio Bible I was listening to. And I was trying to get it to turn it down, and you panic, and you just start hitting all these buttons, and it just doesn't do anything. Well, I kept hitting. I had the pen in this hand, and it also takes photos. So I was sitting there holding it like this, trying to
And
keep
took
it.
a bunch of photos.
Took a bunch of photos. You can see like through my fingers and stuff, like light and all that stuff.
I'll tell you, I did that. I had my phone. I didn't know it was on. The volume was high, and I was in Awanas. We were getting ready to do a group prayer, and we're all praying, and all of a sudden, congratulations! It was my phone saying congratulations on something. I'm like, stop! And I hit my pants, and finally, but that was funny. Everybody kind of started snickering, and congratulations! I did that.
When you say snicker, and I always think of dad.
Yeah.
That's a dad snicker.
I've heard him do that.
Yeah.
I've heard your dad do that.
Well, the reason they did that is because they were smoking back in the day.
Yeah.
Jay knows. I have good memories of that laugh for some
me
reason. So good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Drive with Matt and Jay. My name is Matt.
My name is Jay.
My name's Steve.
We're glad to have everybody with us today. It's a beautiful day. Jay, you probably should have brought your rain gear because it's supposed to start raining here in about 20
It's
minutes.
supposed to be done by the
Really?
time we leave.
It better be if it knows what's good for it.
If not, I will ride in the rain
was
and get wet. I'll
40%.
leave this suit coat here.
Yeah, I was going to say you could leave the suit coat in my office.
Always 40%.
Hang it up in the closet we don't have. What?
40% always turns into 100%.
Yeah,
Some
yeah.
reason.
Well, Jay told me years ago, he said, if it's over 40%, 40% or over, you're going to get rain.
Yeah.
One way or the
And
other.
I've heard 60%, and then it didn't do anything but sprinkle.
Yeah.
But
The
still-
Ozarks. Gotta love it.
Well, and also our weather prediction is for the southwest Missouri,
Right.
not just for Springfield.
What I think is always interesting, it'll be like, I don't know, 80 degrees one day and then like start snowing 2 days later and
Yeah.
then build up snow on the ground. The Midwest! Gotta love it. Actually,
Yeah,
we're more
I do love it.
We're just the mid more than the Midwest, I think.
I know. I'm still trying to figure that out. It's
Mid-north?
Like mid-south, mid-south, southwest.
No, it's mid-east or Midwest. There's not mid-south or mid-north. It's northwest or northeast, southwest or southeast.
So we're southwest.
So the mid can only be east or west. It can only be in the middle if you're going from side to side.
Right.
The
Yeah.
top to bottom is however close. Like if you're in the middle, it'd be just north. But if you're like to
Hi,
the
Marcia.
west, it's northwest. You get it.
Yeah, I do.
Marcia says hello. Steve Schultz says morning, guys.
Morning, Steve.
Yeah, good morning,
Yes,
everybody.
I'm still here, Steve.
Steve is with us this morning. Steve McAllister. How about
Almost
said
did it
Steve Schultz?
again.
Almost said Steve Schultz. So getting comfortable there, are you, Jay? Was it kind of choking you a little bit?
No, not choking me. The tie chokes me a little, but it does keep me warmer, a lot warmer. So I haven't. So since I got this coat and started wearing a tie, I haven't been cold.
Good.
Really?
Yeah, and the week or two before that, I
The
was
neck-
really cold every day.
The neck keeps you warm with the
Yeah,
tie.
keeps
and
the wind
everything.
out of it too.
I've got to wear a tie eventually. I'm going to start wearing a tie eventually.
Yeah, Matt. When are you going to start wearing your suit coat?
Probably in the winter. Well, I mean, I thought about wearing it today, but I didn't have anything to go with it.
Well, we'll have to fix
I
you
was.
up.
I thought, hey, I was gonna wear this shirt underneath it.
Yeah, we might as well be professional.
You should go to that career
Right.
center and sign up.
You know what? I really want to do that. The Missouri Career Center has a room full of donated suit clothes. Like for,
I'll just
for
I'll just
interviews.
get some of them long underwear, long sleeve undershirts,
Thermal.
Yeah.
and
Thermal.
then maybe we can manage.
Get you one of those silver thermal blankets. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
for people who are freezing out in the ice, just I don't have anything. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
And as I breathe,
Is it kind of like whenever I'm picking up a paper and I'm like,
yeah, yes, very much like that.
Crinkling paper.
I tried to breathe my coffee.
You
know,
went
that's-
down the wrong pipe.
that's counterproductive to breathing.
Yeah, it's counterproductive breathing.
Yeah. So
I'm a little warm now.
are you?
Yeah.
Well, it's going to get hotter because Dr. Paul always turns off the air when he comes in here.
Uh-oh. You know what that means.
So how's everybody doing? How are you seeing the world? You guys are all on Facebook, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what are some of the common distresses that you see in people's posts, or joys and
I have
praises?
I have a lot of friends that do a lot of spiritually uplifting posts.
yeah.
True.
And then I have some comedy that I like to look at that posts like Fail Army. I love watching Fail Army. And basically I'm laughing at other people's pain, essentially.
Yeah.
But it's funny.
Right.
Or
Like
the
when-
pranks.
Yeah, like when they bury those balls in the beach. You know what I'm talking about? And someone jumps and does a flip in the air and lands, in the sand. You've seen those.
No.
They're like those workout balls, but they bury them half deep, half full, where it's just a half a ball hanging out.
Yeah.
And they run and they jump on that, and then they can do like a real big flip and land in the sand and all that.
Right.
I'm watching people overshoot it.
Oh.
They like spin half away too much and end up like doing a swan
Face
dive
plant.
into the sand.
America's
Their
Funniest
legs
Home
are end up
Videos.
like right here.
They will regret that in their later years.
Yeah, yeah. That's not.
I'm not saying don't do it.
No, hey, you only live once.
Yeah.
Here,
Right.
then
And you only die once.
here.
Right.
Well, you only live once.
America's Funniest Home Videos. I mean, some of those are just downright hilarious.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, you see them
You
fall.
ever
and
notice-
you think you get hurt, but then it's funny. You can't help it.
You know what I don't get? I see lots of videos of like somebody, Cindy Flowers. Welcome.
Hey, Cindy, thank you for joining. She told me she was going to join. We grew up together.
Oh, I'm sorry, Cindy. Anyways,
Hey.
I'm just kidding. We love you, Steve.
I was going to say pray for Matt and Jay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Always. Even if
Always,
you don't know what to pray for, just pray.
Yeah.
So what was I saying? Oh yeah, the America's Funniest Home Videos. You ever notice that the ones that win are not the funniest?
No.
That's true. I always try to,
I never
that 1,
noticed
2,
that.
3. The third, second. I'm like, I know that this is going to be a third place, and
And that ends up being the first one. You're like, that wasn't even funny.
I know.
They should have pulled out the one that was in that montage. One of my favorite videos of all time, still to this day, is that talking dog video. You know what I'm talking about? Where he's sitting there. Somebody voiced over this dog talking because this guy was like, "Well, I went into the fridge the other day," and the dog was like, "Yeah, yep, what was in there?" And it looks like the dog is really talking because the dog is obviously whining, but somebody voiced over it. I found a big old slab of bacon, and you know what I did? What? What'd you do? And the dog was looking at him. I ate it. Oh! It was just,
I'm
you
gonna
have to
chew
see the
your
video.
arm off.
It's hilarious.
Chew the arm off the couch.
It's one of those dogs that looks like kind of like an Australian Shepherd, but it's a brindle color. It's weird. It's a weird looking dog. It's not a weird looking dog. He's adorable.
Well, there's the other one with the cat, where he was sniffing around. It was, I've got myself a cat. Where is it?
I did enjoy watching a video of a cat. Well, the owner took this catnip and let the cat smell the jug, and then dumped some on the floor, and the cat went down there and he sniffed it. Then all of a sudden he takes his paws and spreads it out and starts like eating. You can tell the cat was instantly high. That's all it's for, is to get cats high.
Oh yeah.
As if cats don't need any excuse to be crazy. Cats are probably some of the craziest animals there are.
Mine is Tilly. She's unbelievable. She just jumps from one. She likes to bite my dog's ear. For some reason, they wrestle. And
Captain Bible.
Yes, Cindy. Thank you very much for telling me
Actually,
saying
the way
that.
she put it with like two exclamation points. So it's
Three.
Captain Bible.
That's right. That was my name back in the day with the kids. I was Captain Bible, and I dressed up and.
You know, there are worse things you could have been called.
Yeah.
That's true. But I like Captain Bible.
Can
Thank
you
you,
be
Cindy,
can you
for-
be called anything better?
Right, that's the question that I
Maybe
pose.
as good, but
Well, don't Cindy, don't antagonize these guys, please.
What are you talking
right.
about, Steve?
more
You
information.
act like we're goofy.
We need more information.
We-
well.
we do need more. Was that your goofy impression?
Well, hi, Mickey.
Yeah. Captain Bible.
Sorry, Disney, if you're watching, we love you.
Disney.
They're not a sponsor.
They're not a sponsor. Although if they were, we'd be up here singing like every 5 minutes about something.
You know,
We'd love to have you on, Marsha. That'd be great if you'd come visit.
Yeah, I'm in agreement.
Marsha, I love you, sis.
She's busy. Yeah.
Yeah, well, she lost her mother
Hmm.
a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
That's never easy.
Yeah.
But she still soldiers on because she's got a ministry to work with,
Yeah.
and a ministry that helps women out of prison.
And she is a soldier.
Yeah, oh yeah,
You know.
brave and true,
Got to stand.
and never firmly take a stand.
Got to stand
I'm
fast.
praying with Marsha, and Marsha knows who I'm talking about. I'm praying for this young lady. She's needing some help, and I've been praying for her. I met with her a few weeks ago, and just to try to encourage her. And we both had this. We're dealing with the same situation, or did. And so, Marsha, I'm just thinking of her and you in the ministry, and we're connecting and staying together.
So also pray for Kevin, stage 3 liver shutdown or kidney shutdown. It's not a matter if at this point; it's a matter of when. That's what the doctors are saying.
Who?
My friend Kevin.
Oh.
He was only born with one kidney. It was like one giant kidney. It wasn't two smaller ones. Because whenever you're developing in the womb, you start with one kidney and it butterflies and turns into two. Well, his didn't do that.
Yeah.
He's got like 30% functionality of his kidney. So, but he doesn't have to do dialysis right now. But I'm going to talk to him, because we do have a kidney fund.
Yeah.
That to help people with to help people that need a transplant. Where was I going with that? If they need a transplant, the medication after the transplant could be upwards into the tens of thousands of dollars.
It's typically around $40,000 if a person needs all of the medications to get through the adjustment period.
Yeah, the anti-rejection
before their
medication.
insurance kicks in, before insurance will kick in and
Yeah.
pay. And that, I guess, depends on your income and if you qualify for the insurance and what insurance.
Oh, he's
you
got
qualify
good
for.
insurance.
Yeah.
Like really good insurance, as well as supplemental insurance. Like I've got a supplemental insurance. If something happens to me and I can't work, they will pay me until I can go back to work.
Right.
So it's extra per month,
That's good.
but I thought it was a good investment. And like if I have a heart attack, they'll pay me $25,000 cash.
Well, that supplement. I don't have a supplement like that, but I'm glad I do.
You say you don't have a supplement?
I don't have the supplement that you do
Ah,
for some reason. I have.
well, my workplace doesn't offer it. A guy comes in once a year, sits in one of our vacant offices and talks to people about it and signs people up. They do deduct it out of my paycheck.
Good morning, Joe Katie. Good morning, Priscilla, by the way.
But if it happens, like I get $100 a year just to go to my doctor and have a checkup. I still got to
health
claim that.
screening or whatever it's called, a health.
A
update.
yearly health screen?
Yeah, that's what I've got coming up next week.
My insurance is Anthem Blue Cross, Blue Shield. but we don't have the best policy. There
know.
are different policies. I mean, some Anthem is really, really good. It depends on the policy that you work out with your employer. The best insurance I've ever had was United Healthcare. They are not a sponsor, but they automatically have the short-term. Well, I guess not all policies do, but we had the short to long-term disability policy, where it's basically a supplemental insurance if you can't work. Because I got into a car wreck, and I was out of work for 3 months, and United Healthcare paid me, I want to say, like $640 every 2 weeks,
Wow.
so that I could live and survive. What is that? Did you change the?
No. It's just a jazz alarm.
It just sounds different than what it usually does.
I didn't think it was me.
Morning, Joe. Morning, Priscilla. Cindy Flowers, we are glad that you're on the show with us today.
Yeah.
In Marcia Holland, yes, we'd love to. Linda Fleetwood, and I've already said hi to you guys. Linda Fleetwood and Steve Schultz. It's really good to see you guys. Yesterday, I hadn't looked at the video yesterday, but I heard from Jim that the YouTube kind of cut out on us yesterday near the end. But
It was on here all the way until I
Yeah.
shut it off. So
it's probably on there now. It's probably
so the
fine.
whole video's up there, yeah.
It's fine now, but you
By
know,
the way, speaking of health, and I just got a sad note that everybody, I don't know if you know who Jeff Van Holt is, but he was famous for TBN, and he was actually Jesus Christ and Jesus Christ Superstar on Broadway, and he was part of Black Sabbath. Well, he passed away a couple of mornings ago.
so he became the lead singer for Black Sabbath after
Yes.
Ozzy left.
Yes.
They didn't get very far without Ozzy.
No, they didn't.
Yeah,
and
they
he
did.
didn't
They went
stay
with
that
Ronnie
long.
James Dio, who was phenomenal.
Yeah, but
Really?
he didn't. Jeff didn't stay long, but his wife, everybody was with him when he passed. He's a very private guy, and I met him back in '93 when he was here doing a concert, and he actually wanted me to pray for him and his group before they took off, and so I thought that was cool. But just pray for the Jeff Van Holt family and that whole.
I want to also bring up a shirt that you wore yesterday. Speaking of deceased performers and whatnot, you were wearing a Garepax shirt. Was it yesterday?
Yeah.
Or was it
No,
day before?
The day before.
Garepax. Gary Paxton. Now you guys probably wonder if you don't know who he is, I'm sure you know some of his work because some of his work is known the world over by everybody, and it's coming up on that time of year where they'll start playing a song that he wrote and produced. It's just a little song, a little well-known song called Monster Mash.
Just a little song.
It's
He's
just
a monster mash.
yeah, he wrote and produced that, and he was an interesting feller. He's passed away now.
Yeah.
He gave away all these bumper stickers all the time, and it said Jerusalem, but the U and S and the U, S, and A are different colors, but within, so they stand out. So you can see USA, but it also spells out Jerusalem, talking about we need to always support Jerusalem, always. And it doesn't say that those who bless Israel will be blessed, and those who curse Israel will be cursed.
Exactly, it does.
So, and that's not a recommendation. That is just a cold hard fact.
To God, Israel is a people.
Yeah, and we're part of that people.
And, and Jerusalem is a sacred place.
Right.
We are adopted into the family. We are grafted into the vine using Jesus. Jesus is the main body, and we're part of the vine that is grafted into it.
Yeah, I guess President Trump, he named Jerusalem the new capital.
Yep.
Is that
Well, it's been the capital.
It's been the capital, but I guess he.
But he recognized it.
He
recognized it.
He moved our.
Capital.
Yeah, he moved our diplomatic building to Jerusalem. It was in.
I really want to go there someday.
So do I.
Yeah.
We'll be in the New Jerusalem.
Hey,
That'll be
that's
a couple years from now. But yeah, that's.
right.
I'm
looking
excited
forward
about
to
that.
the New Jerusalem.
Yeah, when we see it, well, that'll be what, after 1,000 years, after Jesus comes again, then
Yeah.
the New Jerusalem will come, and you'll watch all the evil and all the bad in the world get thrown into a flaming pit of fire, to be consumed. The fire will burn eternally. Sorry, I'm
Yeah,
doing the right thing. Telethon announcement just released on Facebook.
It's Embassy, by the way, Jay.
Embassy. Well, thank you. Now, did you just
No, Steve.
Steve? Okay, I was gonna say,
Steve,
how did you
yeah.
figure it out? Because I was trying to think of it.
It is an embassy. I do remember hearing that. So thank you.
Cindy Flower says thank you, and yeah, Embassy Jay.
Got it.
At least he didn't say imbecile.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would have been mean.
Yeah.
Jay is
Oh, no.
definitely, he's a lot of things. An imbecile, he is not.
No.
Oh yeah, sometimes. Just depends
Well,
on,
aren't
it
we
depends on
all?
the subject.
Aren't
we
all
can
men
be.
and women imbeciles at one point in time in their life?
Before we got sick.
Some of us more than others, even after we're saved.
It's true.
You know, I've been known to be a little bit imbecilic.
Yeah.
Is that even a word, or did I just make that up?
I think imbecilic was a word you just made up.
Okay, well,
no, that's a
no.
word.
It is
If
a
it's
word?
not, it is now. I hereby
It's an adjective.
Timothy and Tessimone. Oh, I need to talk to you after our shows today. So I'll hit you up on Facebook in regards to, maybe helping, like, having an hour sponsorship of, the telethon, because he's a defense attorney. So, yeah, him and I used to party together during the holidays because, my son is his cousin, I guess, once or twice removed. But we used to go out there and cause a lot of trouble. We went ghost hunting while inebriated out near Cassville. When you go looking for ghosts, you're going to find a lot of fear and freakiness. You know what I mean? They'll freak you out. Go into an abandoned house somewhere looking for ghosts. If there's not any ghosts there, your mind will make them up and it will scare you to death. So
Can, yeah.
it can.
That
I
must-
personally don't believe in ghosts. I believe in spirits.
Yeah. But,
But-
they have no power over us.
No.
You and Matt must have had some sort of party. You did really party then. You partied in
Oh,
an
yeah.
abandoned house and looked for ghosts.
Well, we didn't party at the house. We didn't stay there very long because it was too scary.
That's good.
Because we swore we saw something moving and running towards us, so we went bye-bye. And he knows. Tim knows. He remembers. It was pretty freaky. We were out at some old. We were trying to find the resting place of Jesse James. And I don't know why we were looking for it specifically out there. We were looking at a bunch of unmarked graves. All they had was just a stone there. No writing, no nothing. You could tell they were graves, though. And at night, that's really, really creepy.
Did you know that I just
We
found? I went with my wife and I just met Susan. By the way, Susan Burrows, who was on Facebook yesterday.
Yeah.
She's my cousin by marriage, and she said that I did a good job. By the way, I don't know why. She said I look professional.
Yeah.
We never did. We meant to go see those lights. He said he called them go to see the spook lights. It's cool. That's near Joplin. That's Joplin in Oklahoma area, correct?
Oh, welcome, Timothy, by the way. Good
Um,
morning.
But we actually went to a grave cemetery where Jesse James' gang was actually buried
Yeah.
in Paragould.
Yeah, there's a lot of, like, if you read up on Jesse James, the main reason that he always survived is because he carried the most guns on him. That was whenever they had, like, group gunfights, the person with the most ammo and the most guns won. And he had gun after gun after gun, rifle, and he was a good shot. He did not waste any ammo.
No.
And did I mention he was also, I think he was a schizophrenic.
I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, a
being-
lot of those people that did all that, a lot of them, like, their behavior has been looked at by professionals, and they are seen to have had.
Or psychopathic,
Yeah.
schizophrenic.
Oh,
or
I
something
guess
like
I did hear that. That
Yeah.
he was crazy and that he was.
There's also a myth going around, and I'm not sure if it's true, that whenever he would rob a train, he would have people put their hands out, and if their hands were calloused, he wouldn't take their money because he knew that they worked for a living. But the bankers, the soft hands,
I think it probably depended on how much money he needed for whatever his ambitions were at the time.
Yeah. Yeah, we do need to go see the spook lights of Joplin.
That would be cool.
Yeah, once I get my motorcycle, we can go.
We should go, yeah.
Well, I'm going to do
I
practice.
sat on a Suzuki Boulevard M50 yesterday. I like it and the way it looks as much as I do the Yamaha V-Star. Plus, I think they're still in production, so it's easier to get parts for it. And it's you sit pretty low in the seat. I think it's 26.5 inches, and so it feels pretty light. The tank was half full, and it still felt pretty light to me. So I think that may be, and it has a drive shaft instead of a chain or a belt.
Which is better.
Yeah, because it's sealed, so little rocks and stones that come up from the road won't damage it. And it's easy to drain the fluid and change the fluid on it. So yeah, I'm thinking maybe that's a better option for me than some of the others. And I found one that's a 2900 with 21,000 miles, so the engine's just barely broken in, and it's a bulletproof big engine, nice engine. It's a 800 cc, so it's not too big either.
Not literally bulletproof.
It's got giant saddlebags on it, and it's got a big long rack on the back, so I could take everything I need when I go on a long trip. See my sisters in Georgia.
Wow.
My sister Judy, my big sister Judy, we talked yesterday, and love her. She's an amazing, amazing woman, dedicated to the Lord, and so selfless. She's such an impressive woman to me. And my sister Kim lives in Georgia. Judy lives in Florida, and so we thought maybe we should meet in Georgia because it's kind of halfway. So there may be something coming up, but I'd have to take 2 weeks if I rode a motorcycle.
Yeah. I want to read this post from one of our viewers, Jessica Batson. She hangs out on our show and watches our show quite frequently.
Yeah.
She is an ex-girlfriend. We used to drink so much together. Well, now she's been having neuropsychological issues because she had it's a form of encephalitis in her brain, causing her brain to swell and causing brain damage, loss of memory, and other.
She had a test on her memory.
Did you read that?
No, but she said it. She was talking about it on the show. Over the weeks and months.
Well, I told her that her words are very inspiring to me. She sent me the words. She sent it to me before she posted it, and I'm going to read it. It says, "Well, I had neuropsychological testing a couple of weeks ago. According to my test results, mild cognitive impairment plus other things. It is not safe for me to live on my own, go to the doctors on my own." Probably not work either. It would be difficult to find a job that I could do. Basically, they say that I am disabled. My disability hearing is on October 1st, so we need to keep praying for her. A job expert will be at the hearing and might say that there are other jobs available in the nation that would fit my abilities, and she says, that's some crap. I might have to move away to get a job. But who's going to babysit me? Ugh! That's how she puts it. She's always been a very independent woman as well, so this has got to be really frustrating for her. She said, I also donated my DNA this week for more research on NMDA receptor encephalitis that I had because they don't know what causes it in people. And that was the second brain encephalitis that I had. Prayers for a lot. Court, family, and myself. Everything I had was rare and the future is unknown, except that I am saved and Jesus Christ is my Savior, so I am looking forward to that mansion over the hilltop. Lots of depression, anxiety, frustration, confusion, distraction, and loss of concentration and memory loss have been troubles for me since the encephalitis, but I still laugh and I worship and I am thankful for God.
Amen.
Thank you so much for those. It just blew me away, that this is a woman that she's always been a believer in Christ, but like myself, she had fallen away and we spent our lives drinking and partying. We met at a bar in the morning. You were there when we met.
Yeah.
And I went home with her, and then I just didn't leave for 3 years, Look.
See how the Lord works, though. You think of a story where someone would have every reason to resent God, and to abandon faith and look for something else. Look what happened instead.
Yeah, and I'm
It
glad.
confounds the wise.
I told her that her words are an inspiration
They
to
are.
me. It's really good to hear it, and she gave me a thumbs up. And
Yeah.
I don't know, it blows me away. It's amazing how God works.
Yeah, it is.
So, how are you today, Steve McAllister? This is going to be your last day with us.
Yes.
For how long?
For a while, unless because I'm moving here pretty soon, and I think I might I might come up here one more time, be the last time here in Missouri for a while.
And then where are you moving to?
And then moving to the Greenville, South Carolina area, and I'll be ministering with a group also called Miracle Hill Ministries, and I'll be mentoring kids and working with kids upper elementary through preteen. I'll be mentoring those boys.
I got to be involved in a ministry last night where I got to sit down and play with a bunch of kids. You know, this teething was the most common condition, and runny noses, bubble blowing noses.
Steve says, "Would my feet touch the ground, Jay?"
Yes, they would, Steve. As a matter of fact, and so that can be such a joy to do. And I
Yes.
hope that will offset some of the stress of moving. Because I know for men, statistically, they say that moving is the number one most stressful thing in a man's life, second only to losing a parent.
Yeah, and
So-
for moving, Rachel and I were packing boxes, and we were moving stuff from the bedroom, and it can be stressful, and so you just got to take a break, and that's what we did. We took a break, and today she was able to get the day off. So when I go back home, I'm just going to take her out for lunch
Yep.
and take a break, and then we're going to go back at it. But I appreciate you and Jay having me on the program, and I guess I'm planning on putting a program together.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, and what was I going to say? My brain just completely farted.
You were going to talk to me about it.
Looking forward to your show. Looking forward
Brighter
to it.
Living is the name of the show.
And
Right
he's
or
going to
living.
be, his puppets are going to be on there once or twice, right?
Yes, I'm going to do a kids segment with
Stephanie
Pinky.
Shaw, welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Pinky the rabbit. And by the way, Dr. Jim and Pam, they know who Pinky is. They met Pinky, and they've met some of
Now,
my friends.
All right, so over the years, puppets have a tendency of getting dirty like everything else.
Right.
How do you launder those things? Do you have them dry cleaned?
No, they actually are washed, but I guess there's a special. I'm trying to think of what it is that you have to have. You in cold water. You can't just throw soap in there and wash them up. Well, we've had our puppets cleaned before, but we didn't do them.
You could probably dry clean them.
Yeah, and then hang them up to dry.
Yeah, well, I mean, dry cleaners, they'll be dry by the time you get them. I asked a dry cleaner one time about, is it really dry? I said, well, technically speaking, it is not, because there's fluid in the stuff that they use to clean it, but it's not considered like washing it. It's more like I think more like a spot clean type of deal. I don't know.
That's what it is. You spot clean them because we've had dirty faces on those puppets, and you just have to be careful how not rough, but how you clean it. And
Stephanie says, good morning, guys. Sorry, late joining. I was waiting. I think she meant waiting on work coffee. We can sympathize with that. The first thing we do before we set up anything in here, the first thing we do, Jay goes and gets the water, and I put it's a team effort, and he comes back and we get the coffee going first.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, and it's good coffee.
Yeah, and
This stuff is robust.
Yes, very robust. I'll tell you what. This is really when I go home, I've got to learn. You got to tell me the secret or something. I don't know.
To the coffee.
It's what?
To the coffee.
To the coffee. I
Yeah,
guess.
just
No.
a bunch of it. Just put a bunch in it.
As much as you can get in there without
Because
it
I'm
running
telling
into
you
the
what.
over the filter into the pot.
Like, okay, so with
and get
this,
the strongest brand.
that is what, two-thirds of a pot you made this morning?
Yeah.
And that's with 4 scoops.
Tablespoon scoops.
because I don't think I've had this
Which this is weaker.
strong
Heaping.
coffee since the Navy.
Heaping tablespoon. He uses black silk at his house, and I thought about I probably will get some
That's what we had last,
But
Was
I'll tell
it?
you
No,
wasn't it?
no, that
What-
was I can't remember what we had
What
last time.
flavoring creamer do you? I love hazelnut. I mean, hazelnut is
This is
sweet.
hazelnut.
Hazelnut creamer is just. I mean, my friend Michael and I, we tease each other, but we'll go to Bob Evans and they've had, you know how they have those flavored creamers,
Mm-hmm.
and he said, hey, you want to get a shot of hazelnut? And so we actually do the shot of hazelnut creamer and vanilla bean and straight.
Oh,
Ooh.
it's time for let me get my
Anyway,
website pulled up
Enough
here.
yammering, but
That's what we're doing. It's Friday. The weekend's getting ready to start, and I'm really excited. Tomorrow, I'm going today to pick up Tanner's guitar, and they had to put a new nut on it, which is like that little white piece that the strings go across up on the top of the neck, right below where the tuning keys are. Apparently, that's been chipped,
uh-oh.
and that could cause the intonation to be out too. So the intonation should be fixed, all that stuff cleaned out.
Well, and it could have happened in the process of changing the strings, but then it had to have had a weakness there to begin with in order for that to happen.
Yeah.
Steve, be a man, drink it black. I do drink it black.
He also says you can walk through the car wash with your puppets.
Yeah. Well,
I could do that, but I don't know how well the puppets would turn out after scrubbing and.
Let's go where I go, Mr. Car Wash. Now I will say, now they are not a sponsor, but they are good enough that I will talk about them here because that's what I use. I use Mr. Car Wash. I have a monthly subscription. I can go twice a day, and it after a couple of times of going, like 2 times of going, it's paid for itself. So
and your car is in really good condition.
Yeah,
It looks
Oh,
really
I've
good.
got to try that.
yeah, they also one of the things they
It
do
is expensive.
it is, but it's worth it.
You get the full service. They will clean your car
Well,
inside and out.
Well, I don't have that particular subscription anymore. I downgraded because I wasn't using that enough. But I get a discount on having them actually detail the inside of your car. It's $8 extra, and I
Oh.
can get them to. They vacuum it out. They armor all. Well, it's not armor all. That's they condition the dash and all the interior, so that keep it from getting sun
It would-
damage and whatnot.
The water would just be black if they tried to go into my van.
And they would.
Yes, I mean it would. The water would be dirty. But it needs a good detailing.
And they would.
They would
do a great job.
Now you can pay to have them extra detail it, like where they get like with brushes and stuff and get in there.
But if you have the subscription, you just keep going.
And
And,
it-
and then at each time they do it, it gets better.
And you can
'Cause
point
his,
out
his car continued to improve in its interior when he had that service, and he kept going.
Yeah, and
his,
you can-
his it was restoring it.
And if you could have them like, all right, so underneath the ashtray on mine was really dirty. I didn't know because I don't take the ashtray out. Why would I? I don't smoke. So, anyways, I noticed it was really dirty. So I pointed it out to them and said, hey, could you guys be sure and get this? And they got it. So you see stuff that's real deep and out of the way, stuff that you normally wouldn't vacuum, point it out to them and they'll fix it. They'll do it. Mr. Car Wash is really good. Now we're going to talk about a sponsor of our show. Let me go back
I
here
think
to
that's
this.
a major thing.
What?
I mean, that's good that you're doing a major or commercial. It's time that we did that.
Yeah. Yeah, well we'll have sponsors before long. I have
ready?
faith.
Steve,
Yep, I'm ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
And there they are.
And Zoom! Hey everybody, in case you're just now joining us, Matt here from the Morning Drive, and I'm here to talk about brain focus. Now, it's that time of the morning where a lot of us don't have brain focus. Well, we have a product on naturalsolutionstore.bz called Brain Focus. Our fast-acting Brain Focus formula was carefully formulated to provide the perfect blend of ingredients to increase your mental performance, promote positive mood, increase natural energy, and ignite your mind's full potential. Now, our fast-acting Brain Focus, it says that twice here, but yeah, increase your mental performance. That's kind of hard to do sometimes. So this supplement, eventually you'll find that your brain will be, it'll be easier to focus on things. Now, of course, it's different for everybody. Everybody's brain chemistry is different. So what works for me may not work for you. All I'm saying is go online, naturalsolutionstore.bz and try some out. There you go. Right?
Yeah.
All right. Zoom us out, Jay.
Oh yeah. I better do my job.
I don't think they want to see me on
And we're back.
on the YouTube the whole time. So we're glad to have everybody with us. I'm worried what you would look like, Steve.
I think he's referring to the car wash, maybe.
Stephanie says, I drink with a little sugar, no creamer. So she drinks hers black with sugar.
I
So I've
did
been
that
drinking
yesterday.
mine for
Remember, I did
several
that
months.
yesterday. You put the sugar in there, and I thought about that, and I thought, So I did sneak in a little creamer today, but normally I drink it black, straight, unleaded.
Joe Katie says, moving was very stressful, but God showed up in a big way. All glory to him. Thank
That's
you,
really
Jesus.
it right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta.
Yes, thank you, Joe. That it can be very stressful, and
I
you know,
miss
that's
Joe
why you got to
Katie.
take a break. That's why I said today I'm going to take her out to lunch, and then we're going to go back at it, and then take another break because I don't want us. Because yesterday it was just moving, and we were really sore last
I
night.
like to move it, move
I
it.
think it does help. I mean, your connection to God does really make you a stranger in this world, and your home is not really here. So wherever you go is where you're supposed to be. I think that can help really for a man to
This
move,
world is
knowing
not my home.
that his purpose isn't to have a place where he's anchored down to the earth and the ground,
Right.
but rather that he would be grounded in the work
So
of the
we're
Lord.
moving down to the south side instead of moving up to the east side. We're moving down to the south side.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're excited about it too, right?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, Jim, I completely forgot about that. So there's a big deal going on about vaping now.
Yeah, I heard that.
And I believe, and I'm going to do some more research on this, the whole situation, because I vape. And we'll be able to talk more about this Monday. Let's help me to remember that. We're talking about vaping on Monday. That'll give me a chance to get some more research done on the situation. Because to my understanding is people are buying and the
Juices.
weed cartridges. You know what I'm talking about? Where
That's
the
one common link, yeah,
Yeah.
between the cases that are having a problem.
well, they're buying them off of Wish, and people are putting stuff in them that's not actually what it's supposed to be, because you can put
Lace
whatever
in
you
them.
want to them, and people are dying. So we need to look and see if all of them had that one commonality, or if there are people. Because I can tell you my experience with vaping. If I feel like I quit smoking. I can hit the high notes again. I haven't had bronchitis since I quit and started vaping. Of course, I found myself vaping less and less.
You don't cough as much either.
Mm-mm.
You know, Mike, I do have a concern about that, and I think cigarettes are bad too, but I hope that it's not that big tobacco has gotten a hold of them and
Big Tobacco has gotten a hold of them. Juul and all of those are by Philip Morris and all that. They're actual tobacco.
Well,
Where the
I hope
juices
they're not-
are, the juices.
I hope they're not flexing their muscle on the president via their.
Oh yeah, because the president said something, didn't he? He
Yeah, via their lobbyists and their commercial machine that could really bring, because the tobacco industry could really bring a lot of commercial influence on an election if they wanted to. They have the money that all you would see would be everything negative about somebody that they were against. They get involved in things like that.
Well, I will say I don't make my own juice, but I don't buy the juices that I get are organic because it's vegetable glycerin and propylene glycol and nicotine. That's the basic.
Right.
If it's all true, then it is definitely a concern, and
Oh,
it
yeah.
should be
hear
a
that-
genuine concern for you.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Didn't I hear that they were lacing those juices? Somebody was lacing the.
Well, they do
juice.
it on purpose. Yeah, to get high.
Yeah, they actually, well, in Colorado and California, places where legal use of marijuana is, it's prominent there. They have these vape pens, and they come in little cartridges and it's extract, like pure THC.
Yeah.
It's like something up between 80 and 90 something % THC in these things. So that's
And smoking it is the quickest way to get high. It's the quickest fix because your blood is oxygenated in your lungs
Right.
and then goes directly to the brain because the brain is the organ that needs the most oxygen, the most
Right.
pure oxygen. So your body takes the blood, reoxygenates it, sends it to the brain so that it can get the best of it, and then to the rest of the body from there.
Yeah.
So you smoke and it goes directly to the brain. So, I mean, addiction is a horrible thing.
Yeah.
It's tragic and it destroys so many lives.
Yeah.
And
Well, I
it
mean, not
confuses
just
a person.
addiction to
It confuses a person. It takes their whole life. You know, you
any addiction.
Yeah, addiction is such a horrible thing.
You could be addicted to Coca-Cola.
Yeah, you can.
Sure.
Yeah.
Be addicted to coffee.
Not quite
Mountain
as
Dew.
obsessed though,
Right.
and not quite as sensitive to the effects in that you're not satisfied without them. But you know, there are some things that are more addictive than others. But it's just such a powerful thing that takes so much of you. You
Yeah.
know, and while you're distracted with that, life passes you by, and all the lessons
Yeah.
we are to learn, and all of God and His beautiful and wonderful work in the world that we could see, we miss because of a distraction and a powerful force in our lives.
Yeah.
I miss so much. I know very little about real life. You know,
And
because
your drug of choice was alcohol.
mine was alcohol, but I chose everything. You know, I would
Yeah.
take everything that I could get.
It's like, here, you want some of this? What is it? I don't know.
Yeah.
Sure.
And thank God I only did crack a couple of times because that was one that I knew immediately that this was just perfectly
You would
enough,
have ended up a crackhead.
but then not enough. You know, it didn't last as long as I would need it to.
Minutes.
And I did the balancing of the books immediately when I bought it and used it the first time and thought, you know, there's
Morning,
no way
Brother
I
Scott.
can. This is way too good for me, and there's no way I could afford it. You know.
So yeah, we will talk about vaping. I'm going to do some more research on this this subject this weekend, so that way I'll be
They're
a little
saying they're adding chemicals that are making it more addictive than what cigarettes are, or even
Well,
and some others.
That was
the
other
ones
thing
that
I
are
heard.
owned by the big tobacco companies, like Juul and Blue and all those are made by the tobacco companies, and they are adding the poisons to make them addictive. Like the
More
reason they
addictive.
add all those different chemicals to cigarettes is to make them addictive. It's not so much the nicotine you're addicted to, but all the other stuff, the food grade poisons that they put in
Because
it.
typically people who smoke a cigar a day
Right.
Live longer, right?
Live longer,
Well, I
like
guess
10 or
there's
15
a
years
age limit
longer.
now, isn't there? Because I heard that they're
21
no longer they're
national today.
They're making sure that they check when the young person comes in. They check their ID.
We do that vigorously, yeah. Not because the law requires it. Well, partly because of that, but also because there's so many of us who smoke and know how horrible it is.
Well, it is time for us to go.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Dr.
already.
Paul and Nancy will be here next with the happy hour.
Oh, I thought we rearranged the schedule.
Oh, no. That's right. You're right. Sorry.
It's Marty.
It's Marty Hamilton with the Basics of Faith, and
Great
then
show.
followed by Dr. Paul,
That's why
the
I
happy
didn't
hour.
see Dr. Paul walk in. I'm like,
Yeah,
where,
he
where is
usually
he?
sits right there.
Yeah, makes faces. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, everybody. So thanks for joining us today. We'll be back next week, same time, same channel. Until then, God bless you and keep you. We love you. My name is Matt,
My name is Jay.
My name is Steve.
and this has been
The Morning Drive. You're getting that timing down. Nice.